Hello there, and welcome to another SSL podcast. Catalunya Minute? I don't know. Still thinking of names. Featuring today, we have Aenir. Almost said human there for a moment. It is Beelzebot. I had to think about that for a second.
And
And
also we've got Curious Shadow in charge of Bernardo Fry, who is still trying to escape from Beelzebub.
yep, not gonna work.
And I am Sergeant Chaff, player Anthony Simmons.
So, what is on your guys' mind besides the fact that we've possibly had right up there with one of the worst starts in organization history across both organizations.
I didn't actually take a look at what has happened to us, but I did notice that I'm piling up more and more player points that I haven't spent.
Did you make the post asking about it?
No, I didn't make the post asking
Did you
about
do
it.
your
It's on my list.
Did you do your career point tasks?
Of course, I didn't do that.
Well,
We've got all of these
kind of
things.
on
We've
you.
got all of these things that could be happening. But let's take a quick look at the portal and see what has happened to Catalunya. I'm not expecting good results here, to be honest. Catalunya is last.
Mm-hmm. Second to last.
I mean, God. So we've got 3 draws and 3 losses.
Mm-hmm.
You guys remember what I wrote at the end of last season, that I was tired of being in the bottom half, right?
Yeah, but no, not the end of last season. It was the end of the season before, and then we followed up with
Yeah.
a mid-table appearance.
I mean, this is looking rough. So let's see what we've got here. We've got 3 draws. That's
If you
something,
go
I guess.
if you look at the bar up here on the portal, it'll tell you the results.
I am looking at the bar a little bit, and it gives me the latest results. And latest results are disappointing, and so I went down to the standings.
Scroll left, and it'll tell you. So our first one was a 2-0 loss to Hollywood. I mean,
Oh, I
sad,
see.
but not necessarily shocking. Hollywood's really good.
Still disappointing, though.
Yeah, it's disappointing, but not like, oh my god, sound the alarm. Seoul loses 5-3.
It was a 2-5 loss against Sao Paulo.
Oh, wait, no, wait. We lost 5-3 to. Seoul lost 5. Gotta go all the way back a second. 5-3 to
Oh, we're looking
London,
at Seoul as well, yeah.
which sucks, but hey, sometimes happens. Then Major League 2, we lost 5-2 to Sao Paulo. That one hurts a little bit.
Sao Paulo's not that good. They're not a 5-2 kind of team.
Yeah. Seoul draws Kapstadt 3-3, which is actually a good result given the results last season. Match day 3, a 2-2 draw against Liffey side. That's not good because Liffey side was bad last year. Seoul loses 4-2 to Rova Janka. Based on last season, that's an upset. Based on how the results have gone, they're 4 wins and 1 loss. I mean, not terrible. Major League 4, I think, is where we were at.
Is a 1-1 draw against Romana.
Not terrible. Fine with that, honestly. Seoul loses 3-2 to North Shore. That's also an upset considering where everyone was last season. Match day 5. We've got a 2-1 loss to Shanghai. That's frustrating.
Shanghai, another team which we could beat these guys.
I know. We have Seoul. We have a 1-0 win over Rapid Magyar,
Which is the only win so far for Seoul.
Yep. We can hope, though. We're working up. Major League 6, a 2-2 draw against Zalaju. And match day 6 in minors.
Hasn't been played yet.
but we
Well,
are
it
up
hasn't been
again.
input yet.
It hasn't put input yet. Yeah, we're playing against masks. So frustrating.
This is really a tough season again.
Yeah, and I don't know what's going on. It just that stuff's not working, and it's very upsetting considering how we finished off last season. Like we were really on a good run.
Yeah,
Like
we were cooking.
Soul tripped at the end, ended up third. But, middle table for Catalunya on the way up, Seoul, another top table contention. Like, everything's looking good. It's just we have not lived up to it. Um, and
Let's take a look at how things are going.
it's not even a matter of like rookies, because rookies wouldn't help us here. We on TPE got better with I'm Just Ken for uh, my brain. How do I do the brain thing? Because we released a player, and I'm sorry. Let me look through my Discord. Well, I know we did lose G2019. We ended up not re-signing him, so hey, that was a request from him, so hey, that happens.
Yeah.
Damien Croech, yeah, we just released him, and I hardly believe that losing him made that big of a difference. You know what I mean?
Indeed.
He had like 400 something TP. We picked up. Talk about that. That was freaking stuff.
And Fry has been remarkably poorly performing.
Yeah, it's not just like everyone's under like not playing up to what they are capable of playing.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's across everybody, not just like I'm not calling out someone specifically.
Yeah. But it's looking pretty bleak.
I know we drafted Scott McLeod, who switched to the back line, so it's basically a like for like on the back line there. A young player for young player. And you know what? I don't want to be depressed, so I will actually go over to the point that someone finally posted a question in our podcast question
Really?
thread.
What is our question? Like, why are you guys so bad?
No. From Domful. He's the organizational manager of Hollywood. And he asked, you have to relocate Seoul. Where are you going? And I know I've mentioned this before. I may have mentioned it to you that if it, realistically, I think. Well, actually, no. Let's start with unrealistic. So, and then there's the realistic, unrealistic, and super unrealistic. So I'll start with the realistic, unrealistic. Antarctica. It's on the
I mean,
planet.
that does sound like a good place.
It's in every time zone, so you never have to worry. It's always going to be an appropriate time to play. And given that right now we're going into the winter in the northern hemisphere, that means in the southern hemisphere it's sunny all day. I believe we have just passed the point where the sun will stay up nonstop until.
That's probably true.
Yeah, because I know in Antarctica, or not Antarctica, in former Barrow, Alaska, which is the northernmost settlement in North America, the other day they just had their final sunset, and the sun doesn't come back up, I think, until February or March.
Oh, that's wild.
Yeah, it's the Arctic twilight. Like the sun will never come back up. Like it'll still lighten up a little bit, but it's like twilight as opposed to the sun comes up and goes down because of the way the Earth is tilted and like as it goes around, it wobbles. So right now it's the position that the rotation of the Earth does not wobble it back towards the sun coming up, and because the northern
Counter
hemisphere,
argument.
yeah, the southern hemisphere or northern hemisphere does that, the opposite is true of the southern hemisphere. Once you get below a certain latitude, you're going to have super long nights and super long days that last months. Um, if you guys ever watched the movie The Thing, I know, Curious, we talked about this. I'm bringing it up.
It's still on the list.
I bring it up because it popped up on my YouTube feed earlier of something about it. But I believe that movie takes place after the last supplies go out, so that's why they're not stranded, but you can't get supplies there. It's a pain in the butt to get to. And in the very beginning, there's daytime, but the rest of the movie, I believe, is at night.
And then at some point, it's just night forever.
Yeah, it's like night for 3 months or something. And that's my realistic, unrealistic, my super.
And so this. And so, are we actually being asked to relocate? Is that a thing?
No. It's just a question.
Just a hypothetical.
Yes. And for
I'm gonna say, what about when it's night? What if it's night at Antarctica? Where are you gonna play then?
we put lights up in the stadium. Duh. But I want to let you know, it's an outdoor stadium. We don't do any of that indoor crap.
Of course.
It's an outdoor stadium. Wear sleeves. Oh, and just so you know, when I say Antarctica, I don't mean McMurdo Station. I don't mean that. I mean like center of the pitch where you kick the ball off. That is the South Pole. Like when the field's not in use, the pole goes dead center of that field.
That's actually a cool idea. I like that.
And I'm also thinking, because it goes back all the way to when I used to play in that Madden League I've mentioned before. I want 100,000 seat stadium out there. Just because 100,000 seat stadium to see soccer in Antarctica, I think that would be awesome. If we're just kind of screwing stuff.
Now, I was thinking that if we really wanted to have a home field advantage, we should play in Death Valley.
Which one?
Probably America.
Maybe which? Probably the American one. There's more than one Death Valley.
Probably a lot of places get that sort of generic name.
I suppose, but I'm talking about the one that gets so hot that it melts your sneakers.
Yeah. The problem I have is I think we have Hollywood that's not that far away. So I'm trying to pick places that aren't.
They could be our local rivals.
Oh, kind of like Portland and Seattle.
Yeah, exactly.
The MLS. I would say the thing is, like, with as many teams that are out, they're actually quite spread out nicely. Also in consideration, I would say like the Sahara or the Gobi deserts.
Oh, that would also be a good choice.
Maybe I don't think Sydney's around anymore, or if it is, it's a minor sport in academy team. But I mean, like dead center of Australia. I think it's something like called like Alice Springs, Australia, which is like dead center of the continent, like nothing around
It's completely useless. Yeah.
Oh, I know. It's a big pain in the ass to get to, and I just love that because it's going to throw other teams off. Breaking into real life for a second, when I played soccer in high school, we were in a conference with a really good team, and this is like they were good. They were a good team, but I always had the sneaking suspicion that part of the reason their home record was always so good is because they were over 45 minutes away from every other team in the conference. So, you finish a school day, stretch out before you get on the bus, and then you have like a 45-minute to an hour drive in a non-air conditioned school bus. So everyone's falling asleep and it's warm and you get there and you're still groggy from heat and sleep.
Oh, and you're already in bad shape.
Yeah.
Just from the journey.
Yeah. Now, I'm not saying that's officially like the case. It just it was something that occurred to me, and I'm like, I think this might have something to do with it. But it's high school, so what can you can't do anything.
I think the real question is exactly how good was their bus, because they would have had to drive to other places too. Maybe they had a really good bus.
Yes, but there's also that. But there's also the other thing is that if you do that every week or every other week, you get used to it. For everyone else, it's a one-time a season thing. kind of like in the NFL, how like a lot of teams with the international games, Jacksonville theoretically does it better because they have more international games, whereas everyone else gets one, maybe a season.
We have still never had a team from Hawaii, and that would be fun too.
Yeah, that's true. Now on to my unrealistic one. And if we're just throwing stuff there for for the laughs, uh, put it on like Saturn's moon Titan or Europa or something. Or if you really want to go out there with it, put it on Pluto. Really go route one with it. You have 2 kick
Yeah.
power. Doesn't matter. Still goes the length of the field. A guy with 20 can launch the ball into orbit.
I do kind of like the idea of like an alternate, gravity situation there.
Yeah. The only problem is, I think by definition, those stadiums will have to be indoor stadiums.
Probably.
Yeah, it's not many players in the league can survive without oxygen. Beelzebub's probably one of the few. Everyone else needs needs air to not die. So, what about you guys? What are your thoughts on where would you like to see teams? I know curious. You've mentioned a couple already. Curious.
Where else could we
I'm
go?
trying to
Well,
remember what it's called.
break it down like I did, like realistic, unrealistic, like something that could be done with enough work, and then something that's completely off the wall. Because that's a nice little way to break it down. While you guys are thinking, I will.
I think that there's real potential in placing a team in Madagascar, because
I did
Madagascar
think about that too.
it would be a bit of a pain in the ass to get to, but just imagine how lush the grass would be when you're in Madagascar.
I'm also laughing at the fact that, and you sure you picked the island nation, for soccer reasons, and not for the hidden benefit of being a pain in the ass for any sort of biological agent to get to. Plague Inc. I don't know if you ever
Like
played
if I
that.
was really, really going for the inconvenient islands, I would go with something like like Easter Island. That would be perfect.
That's not as inconvenient though. I think in terms of pain in the ass, you gotta find a small island in the South Pacific because that's the absolute farthest from a major land mass.
I forget which one it is, but I know that I've seen it on a map where there's one particular island that is the farthest from everything.
Yeah, I don't think it's Easter Island, but it is. It's in that
It
ocean
is.
at least.
It is in the Pacific. Yeah.
Okay, I found my wholly unrealistic one.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
And this, you would have to specifically know the reference. The Principality of Sealand.
Oh, is it that that man-made island that the guy is like, I'm
Yes.
the king of?
It's not even a man-made island. It's just an abandoned oil rig.
It's abandoned barge.
Yeah.
Oil rig, yeah.
Oh,
I would love to just see a football pitch on top of that and them just play all the time.
So I got one to piggyback on that a little bit. That floating plastic garbage patch in the Pacific, because it doesn't actually have. It's not an. I mean, there's enough garbage there to be an island, but it's not an island in the traditional sense of it, like going all the way to the crust. So it constantly floats around, and you can have shredded plastic underneath your field, just like a
No,
lot of
I think that's totally okay. I think that's totally workable.
just like a lot of those shitty first generation artificial turf fields used to do.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So what about your more realistic options? I know you said Death Valley, but Starchy, what do you think?
Back off of what you said earlier about Australia, but I'm going to say specifically Tasmania in Australia.
Oh, the little island off the big island.
Yes,
Yes.
that's the one.
Excellent. One other one.
I only know about it because there's a seal that makes life hell there. Sorry.
Okay. Okay, no, that works. That works. I would also think set it up in the mangroves of Bangladesh or Eastern India. Hey, you get to play soccer.
Oh,
Watch out for the man-eating tigers. Not that they're
watch out for the tigers. Don't trip over the mangrove roots.
Yep.
That's fantastic. I like that one too.
Oh, just I'm trying to think of some of the most ridiculous things you can have. If this was if this was 35-ish years ago, we could have this team in Berlin, one half in West Berlin, one
Oh,
half in East Berlin.
Oh gosh.
Just carve out the wall, so they're playing across the wall.
there actually is there is a stadium in Brazil that is set up such that that one half is in the north hemisphere and the other half is in the southern hemisphere.
I don't think that's a major league stadium though. I think that's just like a park stadium.
It is not, but it's still an awesome
Yeah.
feat to have done that.
Yeah, that's pretty nifty. I'm just trying to think of other super random places. What is something that would be a pain in the butt to get? North of Norway, Longyearbyen, that island, the north of Norway, where it's like there are more
That's the
polar
one
bears
that
than
is
people.
that's the one that's inside of the Arctic Circle.
Yes, so it still
Yeah,
has
yeah.
the pain in the ass of being hard to get to. It's still cold or in dark or sunny
But
for
what
long
about like
periods
a
of time.
realistic approach? We could have a team in Helsinki.
Well, that's not bad.
Hmm?
You see, that would fall under your more realistic ones, and I'm like,
Or
awesome.
that is a bit more realistic. It is unfortunately fairly close to Reykjavik, but not so close that they couldn't be rivals. You know.
Well, Reykjavik is actually a bit farther away. Remember, on the
Hmm.
map scale, Europe is like blown up more than you think
Yeah,
it
yeah, yeah,
is. So it
yeah.
could actually
We
be a
can.
ways out there.
Mhm.
The only
Obscure
problem,
one would be Christmas Island.
well, I only have one problem with Helsinki. Um, when the snow starts talking Finnish, you're, bad things happen. As anyone who's tried to invade a very cold, very snowy, very wooded climate would know.
This is true.
So we could also go. Oh, we could let's put a stadium in the Vatican. The Vatican's so small, the stadium runs the length of the country. It's not
I
actually
think
that small, but
I think that you could make it so that the stadium was contained inside of a cathedral.
that'd be awesome.
You,
Like,
you know on Saturday you move the pews aside and you have the game, and then on Sunday you put them back together and you have the service. You know.
I just had the mental image of like they're trying to play soccer in the Sistine Chapel, but the Vatican Preservation Society is like, no long balls, no none of this stuff, because they don't want anyone
Yeah,
to be at
exactly.
art and
There
like
are definitely
wrecking
there,
the art.
there are definitely going to be some rules, right?
Well, I mean, it's not any worse. I mean, what is it in baseball in Toronto? If you hit a pop fly and it hits the roof, it's considered I think it's just considered a foul ball.
There were certain places, and I think Toronto was one of them, where if you hit the catwalk, it was out of play.
Yeah, I don't remember off the top of my head
Oh,
specifically. So
based
I
off
do
of
remember that being a thing.
going off your Vatican, I would raise you a San Marino.
Vatican's smaller, I believe.
That is pretty darn small, though.
Yeah,
Where is San Marino anyway? I know that it's
It's
European.
landlocked
Yeah.
in Italy.
Ah, that's right. I had to Google it because and we even have players from San Marino in the league, don't we?
yes.
Yeah.
You know what's kind of funny that you're from Andorra, but you can't give the time of day to your fellow micronations.
My fellow micronations, it's like, oh, I'm sorry about that. I have no idea where you guys are, San Marino. Oh yeah, Liechtenstein. I couldn't tell you.
Uh, um, No, let's go to Luxembourg. Make the stadium big enough
Hmm.
that every single inhabitant of the country can go to a game.
That would actually be fun too.
The home
It would be
field.
like it would be your civic duty.
Yeah, you got to vote every how often, and then every weekend they have a home game. Everyone's got to go to a game. So, although that does lead to an interesting point about are you at the game if you're working the game?
Maybe. As long as you've got like, a clean line of sight or like a video screen in your in your, in your cubicles. So while you're pouring the beer and serving the hot dogs, you could still keep track of the game.
Yeah. Oh, wow. For such a simple question, that actually went a long ways.
I like that one.
Thank you, Dom. That one worked really nicely. Um, so, ooh, counterpoint to that, where would you not want to go? And we're not doing the realistic, unrealistic because a no is still a no.
Where would I not want to play out of?
Yeah, correct. Where would you not want to play out of, excluding any place there's already?
I mean, obviously not Death Valley, because I already said that would be great.
Yeah. Where would I not want to go?
Um,
I don't think I'd want to go to New York because it's just like so many. There's just too many New York teams already, and in real life and across sim leagues and stuff.
mm,
Um,
the place that I'm thinking of, and although I'd like to live in this place, I wouldn't want to play soccer in this place, is Olympia, Washington,
why?
which is it is dreadfully rainy.
Some
Like, it
people might
never
say,
stops raining there.
some people might say that as a positive.
That
Everyone's
could
supposed
be
to
a positive, but I don't think I would want to be on a field of mud week in and week out. And although the grass comes back, it gets torn apart every week.
Yeah. Somewhere two places I wouldn't want to go: Eastern Ukraine / Crimea. Yay, topical. Watch Out
Wow,
for
that
Thrones.
doesn't seem like the correct place to play today.
Yeah. Okay, how about the 38th parallel or the DMZ between North Korea and
Ooh,
South Korea? Keep it in
I
place.
was
There are landmines.
I was going to say something like South Sudan, but I mean that's equally bad,
Yeah. Where else would be bad? Green Bay would be terrible. St. Louis would be terrible.
Well, Green Bay is terrible because for whatever reason they're not allowed to build, covered stadiums there. I don't know what's going on.
Oh no,
The only place that I realistically wouldn't want to go is anywhere in the Middle East.
Well, I'm trying to stay away. I mean, I said the two as like silliness, but I don't.
I mean,
I'm
like the
trying to stay
heat.
away.
The
Yeah.
heat there,
okay.
and especially
Well,
even in Mexico and there, those places too, I'd hate the heat.
Or like when they had the World Cup in Qatar, right? And you're just like, bro, it's 115
Well,
degrees
if you also
outside.
remember,
What is going on?
they also switched it to a November World Cup.
They had to. They put it in the winter so that it would get down to 115 degrees.
Yeah.
You're just like, are you kidding me?
At least it was
Wow.
I mean, it was basically all in one city, so there wasn't much travel, as opposed to like
certain
the Brazil,
World Cups.
yeah, the Brazil
Certain
one.
World Cups, like Brazil, or the upcoming one that's in Canada,
US.
the United States, and Mexico.
Yeah.
You're like, wow, that's a lot of traveling.
But like Brazil wasn't even that bad, with the exception of anybody who had to go play in the rainforest of Manaus,
Mm.
and because it was like so far away from everything else in the country. Where else would I hate it? Oh, anywhere along the Andes Mountains, because soccer teams flying in the Andes Mountains. Surely nothing can go wrong there.
Bro. Wow.
That happened before I was born. I think the time to be offended is long past.
And it's not even that it happened one time. There were several different ones that happened. Like there was a rugby team, there was a soccer team. It's not a good place to be flying your sporting team around.
Donner Pass. I wouldn't want to have a stadium there.
I don't know. I mean, at least you have a snack.
Ain't no party like a Donner party.
Another place that I probably wouldn't like would be anywhere in Nevada that's not Vegas.
So not Reno.
Nevada is pretty rough.
Not Reno. And well, actually, depending on your proclivities, I believe outside of Las Vegas, it might be a plus for certain players. They have the
Oh,
only
that's true.
legal fuck the name.
Recreational ranch.
Yeah, I think that's what they call themselves.
Yeah, it's a ranch. Yeah.
And the only reason I know is because every time you talk about Vegas, it's like when we talk about Nevada, it's Vegas, and then maybe Reno, and then that.
The only reason I know about Reno is that one documentary about the Reno police that I used to watch.
Oh, Reno 911.
That's the one. That was a great documentary. It really introduced me to how things are in Reno.
I'll be honest. The reason I know Reno, besides that came later, is the first movie, its sister act. The ending takes place in Reno because it's got the big tacky ass looking sign, "Welcome to Reno," when all
Oh,
the
I didn't know
nuns
that.
fly in. Which otherwise is actually still a pretty funny movie. Let's see where else we can not want to go. Oh, Atlantis. I don't want to play in Atlantis.
Oh,
Yeah.
I suppose so. I guess that goes also with playing a match on the deck of the Titanic. Although that might be a good one-time sort of experience.
Say what you say about the Titanic, but they designed it really well. Did you know, even to this day, the pool on the Titanic is still full of water?
I heard about that.
Oh, God.
Only other place I would hate is anywhere downtown LA.
Oh, yeah. We've
You don't want to be. You don't want to dodge bullets while you're playing soccer.
No, I'm not even talking about bullets.
Oh no, I'm at the traffic.
Yeah, we've
it's
scheduled it for
traffic.
3, 4, 5. The game will kick off at 11 p.m. Okay, so
I've got to take a look at what I'm supposed to do with all of my player points. And to be honest,
make the post, man.
I'm late on making my post. In fact, I have to go back and I have to look at what I wrote for my
for your thing, for your article,
for my thing, just so I can remember what it was that I was talking about.
I want you to make the post by the end of this recording.
All right, I'm working on it.
We are halfway through. You have half an hour.
All right, I have half an hour. I'm looking for it right now. This will be fine.
One surprising place, not good or bad, just neutral, I think would be.
I have no strong feelings one way or the other.
Yes, neutral. I keep telling you today, especially a neutral player. Live for the build. Make every attribute a 10.
There's a certain amount of that. Didn't you do that with Human?
Well, no. Well, he started everything 10, but I still built past that.
I gotcha. But you're talking about like a guy who starts at 10.
No.
And then everything to 11.
Everything to 10 and save your points so you can fight regression as long as you can and stay neutral.
Are we talking about a guy who would still be playing at the age of 70?
Because he banked so much TPE. Yes. Well, actually, no, because eventually they do force retirement on you.
Okay, but still, he would be the guy pushing that forced retirement.
Yes. Neutral, I think, would be interesting, like in the sense that play a game on the deck of an aircraft carrier. I know others like basketball will sometimes set up college basketball specifically will set up like temporary basketball courts on like the decks of carriers and stuff while they're in.
Oh yes, this happens from time to time. It's like a publicity stunt.
Yeah, but I'm not saying in port. I'm like, no, set it up, and go out to sea and play. That'd be funny as heck.
No kidding.
But then you've also got the queasiness because the boat's rocket going up and down. We could have.
I wouldn't worry about that even a little bit.
Yeah, true. Carriers are usually big enough to weather most weather.
Certainly going to weather something.
Yeah. Let me think. What else? Actually, we've talked enough about relocation.
I would think so.
Yeah. let us move on to. You guys got any thoughts on? Well, we did the start. We did the results. We did moving. Have you guys listened? Okay, bit meta here. Have you guys actually listened to any of the podcasts that get posted? Not even like I don't even care if it's mine or not. Just in general.
I have not.
That's
No.
it.
It's the sort of thing where I keep intending to do that, but it doesn't actually come up.
Yeah. So I think you should. I think it'd be more people watching. I think would bring up interest in the league.
I
Um,
agree.
but specifically, I think just in general, people doing that would be awesome. You know what? I'm gonna go through and yoink some of the other questions from other ones.
Oh,
Uh, yeah, just need to go. Oh, here we go. If you could change one rule in the league, what would it be and why?
if I could change a single rule in the league, what would it be and why?
Yep.
I'm not sure.
I think that I would change the rule that says that you have to do your respec in your first season. I would make it 2 seasons. And in sort of a way, maybe beyond that, I would allow you to respec as much as you wanted in your first season when you're in the academy, because who cares?
Yeah.
Because
That seems reasonable.
it's really not a big deal to have people respecing the academy, and it's really a big deal if they respec and it's wrong.
Yeah. I'm also fine with that. This is obviously in a world where file work can be done flawlessly, instantaneously. So no one's
But like,
spending.
obviously, this involves people like making the changes on the website and having it automatically populate to the game without somebody having to individually type these things in, which I assume Candice has managed by now. But who's to say? Maybe he's still
Yeah.
typing everything in by hand. I don't know.
Let's see.
It would be good. And this is the sort of the same thing that the way things have gone on Fumble with Blood Bowl, right? The more stuff you can automate and get out of the admin's hands, the more flexible you can be with this kind of stuff.
Yeah, and on top of that, if it's automated, the less chance of input error.
Exactly, because it's terrible if you have to type in what you want, submit it to somebody else. They have to read it with their human eyes and then type it in with their human fingers. And I got to tell you, humans are bad. Humans make mistakes.
Yep. Okay. Here's another question from Molino84444. When you eat cereal, what goes in the bowl first, milk or cereal? And also before
Oh,
we continue on, I'm also going to say thank you to Donut. We yoinked your question. So what goes first, milk or cereal?
I don't think I'm qualified to answer this question.
Why? You put milk
Depends
in
on the
first?
day.
Well, I'll put it to you this way. When was the last time either one of you guys ate cereal?
Last week.
Not without milk last night.
Okay.
Yeah, I eat cereal a lot whenever we have it. Usually, it's one of the first things to go after a grocery store run. 'Cause it's just
I
it's simple
I
to eat,
don't
it's fast, and we're good with it.
I don't believe I've eaten cereal in the last 20 years.
Okay, how about Raisin Bran? Yes, that is technically
Not
cereal.
even Raisin Bran.
Okay.
I I can't remember the last time I ate cereal. Like, I remember way back before you guys were alive. I used to like the granola. Granola my mom made was really fantastic.
Okay.
But obviously, the milk goes in second because I'm not a barbarian.
Exactly.
What's going on with you guys? You know, you're putting the milk in first.
No, cereal goes first. I will brook no arguments. Cereal, then milk.
The cereal goes first. I agree with
And
that.
then, when you finish the rest of your cereal, you can drink the milk easily.
This is especially important if it's like a sugary cereal.
Yes.
Like some cereals, you're kind of like, it's just milk. Most of the cereals, though, like especially my mom's granola, That's some sugary milk
For me,
right there.
for the one that you do that with is regular Rice Krispies, because I had to put sugar into it because otherwise it's kind of bland. And even if you mix it, as a kid, you're not mixing it thoroughly enough that the sugar
No,
completely dissipates.
my brother and I, when we were making the Rice Krispies or the corn checks in the morning, we're putting in a spoon, another spoon, another spoon, another spoon, and it doesn't matter how much you mix it up. There's still
Almost
that
syrup
sugary.
like. Yeah,
it's that sugary slurry that's at the bottom, and
Oh.
like that's the best part.
As a kid, it was great. I'll be honest, looking back at that, when I used to do that when I was younger, I just look at it and I go, ugh.
They're like, bro, what
I'm
were you doing to yourself?
I'm 36 now, and it's starting to get to the point. Like, I still enjoy candy. Do not get me wrong. But whereas when I was a kid, I could eat candy and just keep going. Now,
Yeah.
after a little bit, I start getting like that film in my mouth where my body's like, ugh, this is too much. Get rid of it. Too much.
It's like you've gone straight from enjoyment to diabetes, you know.
Something like that. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna take this question from Inear. Thoughts about potentially.
Ioneer.
Yes.
I think I've heard of a player like that.
Yes. Thoughts about potentially switching to the new FM when/if it releases. And this is
I'm
actually
already
interesting
irritated. I'm
because
already irritated about that because the
yeah.
new FM is going to change all of the things that I thought that I knew.
Well, we're not changing to it, but I mean.
But if it were to happen, I would be substantially irritated.
Yes. Like, I am beyond annoyed at the changes that they were doing. Like, they botched it. They shelved a year and then waited and brought a new one out. And I think Starchy can back me up on this. It's like, they've had a lot of errors already. And I'm just like, why the hell would you go to the Unity engine in the sense of, specifically in the sense of, to, yes, I know it's for like better graphical fidelity, but why are you going to mess with what you have good to have marginal improvements on something you don't? Like, why are you trading your strength for a slightly better weakness or slightly improved weakness? Stick to your strengths and bring up your weaknesses in some other way.
Yeah.
All that being,
Fortunately, it all comes down to one thing on that, and that's
What?
money.
Of course, the people who saw, I think the people who saw this, who saw FM as like a passion project, I'm not okay. This is totally from externals. I'm not trying to badmouth work coders or programmers do.
No, go ahead and badmouth them. I'm a
It
programmer. I know.
it seems like the people who work on it now are more into, we're on this because it's a big name and there's a lot of money to be made, as opposed to, like, I think the first FMs were like, oh, I like soccer, and this me doing this allows me to interact with what I like more.
Yeah.
Kind of like different editions of Blood Bowl. Early Blood Bowl, really, you felt that. Nowadays, it's like, why are you making these changes? Do you even play your own game?
Exactly.
Here we go. From Martin Slothlenberg. If you could bring one
I never actually answered the question. If you can give me a second.
Sure, go ahead.
So the only thing that I would like if we were to switch would be the tech. That's the only thing I would like because it's so much more advanced. It would give so many more options for players to really, really express themselves.
Assuming they get it done properly and it's not just, oh, because this is a weird league, someone finds this one thing where it's like, oh, if I have 13 flair, 11 tackling at 20 pace, I become unstoppable for some reason, way beyond what those stats normally indicate. You know what I mean?
Oh, some kind of a glitch in the matrix there.
Yeah. Like somehow this combination of stats, which should mean a okay player, becomes literally unstoppable. And that would take time, because how do you know it's just
How would you find out?
how do you know it's a glitch, especially in the way we use the game, versus like is this player just good, or is this like beyond that? Um
Yeah, I understand what you mean.
so If you could bring one thing from hockey to soccer, what would it be?
Ooh.
Body checking.
We have that already, technically. You just get penalized for it.
I've actually played indoor soccer with the penalty box, and it's fantastic.
You've done
But if we had body checking on top of that,
you've done a naughty. Go sit and think about what you've done for somewhere between 2 to 5 minutes.
it's where you go and feel shame for 2 minutes.
Unless you were really bad, in which case it'd be 5.
Yeah.
Or you did so much bad, you have to go back to the locker room and someone else has to feel shame for 10 minutes.
In the indoor soccer leagues that I played in, 2 minutes was pretty common kind of thing that you would get 2 minutes from time to time, and it was okay. Nobody got 5 minutes because if you did something to get 5 minutes, you were going to get yourself sent off because you're that bad. You're that bad a person.
Yeah, especially in a rec league situation.
On the fly changes.
I'm not gonna lie. I would love that.
Oh, you mean like
But like an
easiest way to explain is hockey substitution.
Okay.
You go to the bench, and you go to the bench. As soon as you touch the bench, someone comes on.
Now, I have a question though. Does that also include the ability that once you come off, you can go back on? Because that's still a very short trip. If it's once you go off, you still can't come back on like actual soccer.
I would think if you were to bring that in, you would be able to go back on.
Okay. Mm-hmm. That would be interesting, definitely.
Although I do find that that's one of the things that's weird to me about like soccer substitution. There's this big, long presentation about it, right?
Yeah.
And it takes way fucking longer than it ought to.
Yeah. Well, there's also the gamesmanship part of that because...
Yeah. And it has become gamesmanship because of the whole presentation of it.
Yeah. Like, I will say, and I've reffed at low levels, and I know you've reffed.
Yeah.
It's frustrating because you can have a situation where
they're legally allowed to substitute.
Yeah,
what are you going to say? No?
They're allowed to substitute. But it's, as a ref, it's just like, you're supposed to give a decent amount of time back for all the time wasted. But it's never at a 1-to-1.
I got to tell you, as a referee, I was a stickler. Yeah. If you're going to play that game, I'm giving them back a minute and 30 extra seconds. I'm definitely making sure they're getting their time back.
Yeah.
But if it's just normal, right, you don't need to be like that. But if somebody's trying to abuse the system, well, hell yeah, you're getting your time back.
Exactly. But especially, I see this mostly with pros. It's like,
there's his whole thing. He has to bend down and he has to adjust his shoes, and then he walks over and he applauds to the crowd.
Yeah.
He shakes the referee's hand. He shakes his teammate's hand. It takes a little bit for him to get the captain's armband off. The whole thing,
Very much so. But specifically, as a U.S. soccer fan, and U.S. plays in CONCACAF, the amount of times where it's
CONCACAF is funny that way.
No, it's bad. Like,
it's really bad.
I mean, normally detractors from soccer will say you barely get touched, you roll around, whatever. But in CONCACAF, it gets to be bad sometimes. Like, we're losing late. Okay, time to turn this into a rugby match. Everyone slides hard. Everyone goes flopping around, and it's just like with the rolling around and everything. And I get very frustrated at the lack of man control by the refs in the matches when that happens.
No kidding. You're like, what's going on? Oh no, it's just how it is.
Yeah, and it's just like, and especially if you're the team behind, and they're getting up to this, and every time someone hits the dirt, they're going, oh my God, they're going to die and waste another 45 seconds off the clock because you don't get the full 45 back. And
yeah, it's frustrating. So I'm glad that we don't have that issue in SSL, where somehow time wasting has not become a thing.
It's still an ability in the tactics. But
is it actually?
Yes. But the thing is, because everyone's so hyped up physically, you time waste, and it's just like, okay, they're just gonna
It's
run
like
on you.
it's like you're wasting your time, not mine.
Yeah. So it's a little weird like that compared to real life. For
There's
me,
one more that I thought of.
no, let me get mine in first.
Okay.
React. For me, the one thing I'd like to see, just give me fights. Because sometimes
Oh yeah.
a player's being an asshole.
Sometimes you just want to fix somebody's wagon, huh?
Yeah. Because, I mean, sometimes you've got players who are being assholes. The aforementioned time wasting and shit. Which also goes
I
back to
got
like a 5-minute sin bin, which it would have to be. But if you could fight one time and not get thrown out, I think a lot of things would change inside.
I got to tell you, this was part of the game in the indoor leagues I played in. If you
Fighting?
were that bad, not fighting exactly, but if you were that bad an asshole, something bad would happen to you.
Eh.
Like maybe you get checked into the boards a little bit hard. You know? Maybe somebody kicks you from behind when the referee isn't looking. It could happen.
I don't know how these things happen.
Maybe.
They just seem to occur.
They just seem to happen to that one dude who's an asshole, right? Like,
Oh, that'd be funny as shit. That'd be a nice thing.
I would kind of like that if that was part of SSL. If you had kind of like what would you call it? Maybe like a personal rivalry. This guy broke my leg last season, and I'm gonna get him.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we already have that. Luis Suarez. He takes a bite out of the opposition.
I mean, I understand that, but I mean, in the scheme of things, it would be hilarious if you could declare one opposing player as your nemesis, your mark, and you would play extra hard against that one dude.
You're bringing in almost that feels almost like Blood Bowl level rules. Nominate one player on the enemy team.
It's not.
Get +1
It's
against the
not
marker.
It's not necessarily a Blood Bowl kind of thing, but what if you had a guy that you had played against like 4 times? You had a rivalry, you know. You know, Luis Suarez has bitten a few guys, and some of them he's bitten twice. Like, wouldn't these guys play extra hard against him?
You would think so.
I would think so, too.
So what was the one you wanted to add, Starchy?
Oh, this is a little bit of hockey, also adding a little bit of basketball.
Okay.
So in 3v3 basketball, if you foul, it goes to a 1-on-1.
Okay.
You versus someone else, and the one who scores gets the point.
Okay.
What I would do, instead of going to a tie, you go to the hockey shootout. Instead of just a goalie, you also go 1-on-1 against a defender as well.
Oh, not against something like that actually happened in real life. Before your time, and technically is before mine, but I was close to it. The first couple of years of the MLS, instead of if it was a penalty shootout, it wouldn't be kicks from the mark. It was the ball was
kicks
at like
from the 35-yard
yeah,
line.
35, and they could dribble out and stuff. So it was like a breakaway.
Mm-hmm. They were given a total of 5 or 8 seconds to take the shot, and when the whistle was blown, the player could play the ball, and the goalkeeper could come off the line and make a play.
Yeah, that was very widely derided. Was seen as a bad move.
It was great. It was great, and that's how every penalty shootout should be. The only thing that was problematic about it was that they used these same rules for like yellow and red cards, and so you would occasionally get a goalkeeper who would get a red card for denying an obvious goal scoring opportunity. And to be honest, that's stupid because if you commit a foul, then it's a goal.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Like that's it. You committed a foul. It's a goal.
Also, what I also recommended adding was having a defender 1-on-1.
I think I've seen some things about this too. So it's like a defender 1-on-1, in addition to the goalkeeper.
Yes.
Yeah, there's potential there. I think it'd have to be worked on a little bit.
No, I've seen something like that, and it looked like a good idea.
Oh,
And that's just me thinking of basketball one-on-ones and adding it into hockey and then moving it over to football, soccer.
I've got one other thing I'd like to add in. The Zamboni. I don't care that
Ooh.
You want the Zamboni to go out there and to brush up the grass in between plays?
No. Not a sports Zamboni, not like a Zamboni for soccer. The actual Zamboni. I want them to wet the field every break and play. Let's play on a swamp.
I mean, you do want to play on a field that's kind of squishy.
Yeah, it makes it hurt less when you slide or get tackled or anything. And
So
actually,
I want to take
let's extend
more
this to other
agility.
sports. Which, so obviously, Starchy brought up basketball. Is there any other sport, something that you think could work in soccer? I personally, hockey, like I said, I think we kind of insinuated this already. I would love to see a sin bin in soccer. I think that could be really good. It's like I think harsher than a yellow, but less than a red.
Yeah, the sin bin is something that's obvious, that would obviously be great, because then you wouldn't have referees that were afraid to pull the yellow card out when it's due, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it is really weird that the first yellow card is nothing and the second yellow card is you're gone.
Yeah.
Like, that's not ideal.
You could also, I think, you could get around that by if you revamp the rules on cards as well.
Maybe. It goes back to the hockey substitutions, but instead of doing hockey substitutions, do it the basketball way.
What, you have to check in at the middle before you go in?
Where you can come in and off however many times you want, but it has to be in on an official timeout.
I think that would probably be better than full hockey. Just run off, run on. Because I could see teams gaming it in the sense that, like, oh,
yeah,
they're on a quick counter. Well, my closest midfielder, get out. Hey, you fast defender, go sprint.
That's why I was thinking, what better way would you be able to fix that? And that's what I thought. Well, what about basketball substitutions?
And on a less serious note, I think a hard-hitting safety would probably be good in soccer.
Oh,
like an Ed Reed or something like that. He's sitting there and just playing around with the ball. Well, he's going to come in and crunch you.
Do you like that one?
Oh.
We used to have that when I was playing as a child. You know, we had there were 3 forwards, left, middle, and right. We had 3 midfielders, left, middle, right. There were 3 defenders, left, middle, and right. But you got one more player, and that player was called the stopper, and he played between the defenders and the midfielders. And his job, when the opponents came across the midfield line, he would run at whoever had the ball and run into them. Make the tackle or don't make the tackle, but that guy is stopping.
Stop the play. Yep.
Back to what you said about Ed Reed, I don't think of Ed Reed when I think of that in this context. I think more of a Ray Lewis.
Oh, that's a good call right there.
The problem I have with that, Ray Lewis is fast. I don't know if he's soccer fast.
He might not be.
So,
but every time I hear Ray Lewis's name, I keep remembering that time that Chad Ochocinco ran into him.
Yeah. But specifically, it'd be funny though, and this is more of a video game thing, how like in certain games, if you trigger the bad guy, if he touches you, it's instant death and he locks on. But if for whatever reason you're faster than him, you can run away from him, but he just keeps chasing you.
Oh.
Which also brings the funny thing where it's like, You run away from him. The game ends. You get back into your locker room. You get back home at night. You take a shower. You lay down in bed. You hear a knock at the door. It's 3 in the morning. You open the door. Ray Lewis. Tackle.
He's right there. Fuck you.
You can't escape it forever. So, one more question. I think we can call it a night here. We kind of did that already. Oh, here we go. This one might be interesting. From Voodoo Man, Pablo Kawasaki. What are your goals for your player to become/to be? I know this more applies to me and Starchy because our players are younger. But Bernardo's not close to progression yet, so I mean, it still can apply to you.
He's still in good shape.
I'm going to take a wild guess, and I'm going to say the goal for Bernardo is to not become his own grandfather.
That is certainly something that could happen. Try not to do that.
For Beelzebub, and an in-character reason, what I want him to become, proficient at catching Bernardo Fry and bringing him back to his dimension. From a actual player standpoint, a serviceable center back, defensive mid, central mid, because that means the team is going well, and we can all freely flip around based on needs of the team versus the opponents. What about you, Starchy?
Really, as I've told you this when you picked me up, just be a malleable piece. Do whatever is needed for the team and be the ultimate team player that I can be.
I was hoping for more than the traditional I'm a good
I
goalie
know, but that's literally all I built my player to be, is that midfield Luka Modric kind of player.
Be all you can be in the U.S. Army. No? Is that not what it is?
I don't think that's what it is anymore. That was back in the 90s.
This is a long time ago. This may be so long ago that none of y'all can remember it.
I can't remember the Navy one that was around that time.
Didn't they have sponsorship from some famous band?
Don't know.
In the Navy. No. Okay.
No, I don't think there was any actual thing with that.
To just put it into context, like think of Luka Modric and how his career went. Kind of like that is what I envision.
Oh, so good club career internationally. Don't do anything of note until your last couple of years.
Basically.
Oh, get dunked on. That's horrifying.
Oh, I can't wait for the hate mail to come in. He did this, and I'm like, I don't follow European international football, so I have no clue.
I was gonna say more of a key player who will just build the team no matter what. He can be the worst player on the team, and he'll still be the heart of the team.
Oh, the Brian Scalabrine method.
Because which team was he on? Wasn't it Tottenham at one point? And he was really bad, and then he went to Madrid, right?
I thought it would be the other way around. You don't go be bad at Tottenham and upgrade. You would probably go to Real Madrid.
That's what he did, though. That's what he did, though.
Let me check this out. Okay, born 1985. I guess he did. Dynamo Zagreb with loans to Zrinji Mostar and Intrzat Bejic. Tottenham Hotspur, Real Madrid, and he's still playing at AC Milan.
Yeah.
And he's still playing internationally. Cool, good for him. So, last thing I think we can talk about, or last thing, we're gonna bring some real life in here. Let's take a look at World location. So, teams qualified. And the only reason I mention this is because there have been some big games that have come back in for a long time. So, other than Canada, Mexico, and United States, who all made it because they're all hosts, um, Japan's in, New Zealand's in, Iran's in, Argentina's in.
Iran?
Hmm.
How did Iran qualify? Are they European?
Asian.
Oh, they're
Asian
Asian. That's
Confederation.
right. That's right. I forgot.
Uzbekistan, South Korea, Jordan, Australia.
Did I read that Curacao has?
Wait, let me finish going through. We got Brazil, Ecuador. What the? Let me look at this for a second. It says Brazil was in 5th place in CONMEBOL qualifiers.
Qualifications, yeah.
That seems awfully low for Brazil. Wow. In order, Argentina, Ecuador, Colombia, Uruguay, Brazil, Paraguay, and Bolivia makes it to the playoffs.
Uh-huh.
Brazil being 5th is quite well. They're in 5th, but technically they were tied for 3rd. We got 14th at 28 points. But with only a +7 goal differential, that is, I think we could all agree that is well below the standards
Yeah.
that Brazil.
What it sounds like is they just sent any old guys to get into the tournament, and they'll bring the real team then.
Highly possible. So in Africa, you got Morocco, Tunisia, Egypt, Algeria, Ghana. We have a debut for Cape Verde, South Africa, Qatar.
Wait, Cape Verde's making it?
For the first time ever.
Wow.
Norway in?
We're not there yet. We're not there yet. Qatar's in, England's in, Saudi Arabia's in, Ivory Coast, Senegal, France, Croatia, Portugal, Norway, Germany, Netherlands, Belgium, Australia, Switzerland, Spain, Scotland is in. They won their group.
Scotland is a real team. Like
Yep.
I know that they don't sound like they're a real team, but they're a real team.
They topped the group with Denmark, Greece, and Belarus. And then
I didn't realize that Belarus was a separate entity. Is it now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been a
early
separate
90s.
entity for a while.
Then you have Panama, Haiti, and Curacao. So this is Panama's second time ever making it, Haiti's second time ever making it, and Curaçao's first time making it.
That's what I read about Curacao, and the only reason I know where Curacao is that I've played Pirates.
Sid Meier?
Yeah. The original one, not the remake, because the remake is garbage. Nobody wants to do a rhythm game.
Okay, in CONCACAF, which is the North American and Caribbean, the teams that made it to the playoffs are Jamaica and Suriname. So we've got the Interconfederation playoffs, where at the time I think that everybody okay, there were two. Okay, yeah, there are two pathways. Um, Pathway 1, playoff team 1, playoff team 2. They have not drawn that yet. But the qualified teams for the playoff are Iraq, Democratic Republic of the Congo, Jamaica, Suriname, Bolivia, and New Caledonia.
New Caledonia.
Yep.
I don't even know where that is. I don't have any clue.
Outside of Old Caledonia.
I mean, obviously, but I'm just like just show it to me on a map. Where is it at?
Northeast of Australia.
I see.
Yep.
And so they've got this is something we've seen for years where Oceania has been sort of like dominated by two countries, and everybody else is just like go pound sand.
But yeah, it was Australia and New Zealand, and then I remember 20 years ago, I think now.
Like every once in a while, some other country would try to make a go of it, and then they get stuffed back into the box.
So about 20 years ago, Australia ditched Oceania to join the Asian Confederation just because
Yes.
they weren't getting enough challenge.
Well, and in fairness, that was correct. They were either way, they were utterly unprepared when they would get to the World Cup.
Not always.
Like
they had some good runs. Australian.
Yeah, but they weren't prepared for the level of actual competition.
Kind of true. Yeah, I won't deny that.
And I'm not going to say that that Asia is the best conference for getting that experience, but holy crap, it's better than playing against New Zealand over and over again.
I will say I saw an interesting fact that or theory that the Caribbean and Oceania should join as a conference. But you can't have them going across the globe all the time to play.
Yeah.
So basically, you have the Caribbean nations play each other, you have the Oceanic nations play each other, and then
you have like a final eight team tournament to sort out who's going.
Each other, yes.
Yeah.
That would
like the best 4 Caribbean, the best 4 Oceania ones, and you're like, all right, let's sort this out.
Exactly. But there's money things as it always goes. But and on that note, I think we can. Oh, excellent! You got the post done.
I did get the post done.
Very good for you. So.
No, it's not. It is not a great post, but I left them with room to give me direction.
Pointers. So thank you for listening. I am Aenir Beelzebub. And I'm
still Curious Shadow, and I'm still representing Bernardo Fry, who has got way too many points to spend, and hopefully we'll have them spent by next week.
Mm-hmm. And I am still Sergeant Chaff, and wait, what? Fuck off. I am
have a good
tired.
one, everybody.
I am tired.